Hey there, Chad here, and this is Astrox Imperium. And in this episode, we are going to talk about trading in the campaign world. I'm going to start a new character, new game basically, by going to new campaign, and we will skip through the storyline there, but we'll get to where we make a pilot. Now, what I wanted to do is demonstrate a way that you can make a lot of money quickly trading, and so you can kind of learn some of the basics of the game and have a little bit of cash to spend on better ships and maybe have a little more fun. This works in the campaign map well, but it does not necessarily work on the other on the sandbox. The sandbox, it does not have trading set up at the beginning like the campaign world does. So I'm going to create a pilot named Mo Trader. And what I want to do is basically demonstrate how quickly you can make a lot of money in this process or in this game. We'll go with that guy, and you know what? We're not going to put any accessories on him. We're just going to get going. Now, of course, it will start us in the storyline, and that's fine. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go to trade for my starting faction, and I'm going to go ahead and go with trader as my starting profession. This will give me a couple of things like mission negotiation, ship cargo stacker, so I'll have a little extra space on my ship. And of course it starts the storyline. As I mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and skip through that. And let's get going. And it's going to take me to Jessadin, and I'm going to close out of her tutorial. We're not even going to run through the tutorial. We're going to get just right into trading and making some money. So real quick, let's take a look at the ship. I'm going to hit tab to open my cargo bay. It probably isn't a bad idea to go ahead and put these things where they need to go. We're not going to need to worry about ore. We're not going to do any missions initially. We're literally just going to try doing trading and see how we can advance doing that. So let's go take a look at the market. Now here's what I like to do on the market. Of course, we haven't been anywhere yet, and the very first thing I want to do is visit the other stations here in this sector. But it doesn't hurt to take a quick look at what's out here, and I like going to supply items. These are items that this station is supplying, and so often you can get some good deals on those. If you roll through here, you'll see that discount bouncing around, and you can sort by the discount. And that's what I do. I sort by discount, and I want the highest one at the top. 41% reduction is good. It will go up to 75%, and the markup will go up, I believe, to 150% maximum. I've never seen that, but I think that's the theoretical maximum of where it can go. So we're not going to buy anything just yet. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really want to grab. I should train a little bit first. Let's see what we have available to us. If any of the market items are available, and I don't see that they are, we would probably want to grab those. We only have 14 points. As I said, we're not planning on going with mining or missions right now. So one that I would want to grab is the ship mass item. It allows for you to reduce the ship size or the weight of the ship, and it allows it to perform better with regards to the thruster and afterburner. The other thing that opens up, though, is the ability to increase your storage. So in this particular ship, we're starting with 357 units of storage. And again, for the purposes of this playthrough, we're just going to go ahead and store that stuff so we can use 100% of that. Let's go ahead and undock. I'm not seeing anything I really want to trade right this second. Potentially, we would want to maybe do utility ship. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that one. So we'll do utility ship. That becomes an issue for being able to purchase larger ships as we move forward. I'm not really a big fan of speed runs, but that's kind of what I want to demonstrate here is a little bit of, if you do it quickly and with purpose, you can really make some cash quickly in this game in the campaign mode. So we're going to visit each of the stations. Actually, I want to go to that station last, and there's a reason for that, and we'll talk about it when we get there. So close Biomate, close this one. There's 6 stations, one for each faction, and of course I'm out of space now. Star Gypsies. You know what? We should probably start by going to this one, and we'll just work our way around the clock, and that's the one I want to end at. So that's where we started. This is where we want to go, Proctor's. Now, the reason I want to visit each of the stations is I want to see what's going on in their markets. And then as I visit each one, I will effectively check it off. I'll close the window and I'll know that I've been to all of them. We're going to turn on auto docking. There we go. And again, I just want to glance at the market. This is the items that they are providing as supply. That's really what I'm most interested in right now. We can look at everything, but more than anything, I just want to refresh this for the remote prices for the stations that are local. I want to have values here that I can look at. That's really why we're going to visit each of the stations and go to their markets. Take a quick peek. This is definitely one we want to train, but I don't have the points. What this will do is it lowers the tax rate. So when we purchase stuff, we have a decrease in the amount of tax we're spending on it. But we will move on for now. So we've been there. Next up is Starbase Corporate. And I'm holding Shift to activate the afterburner. Okay, visit the market. Again, I don't have the points to spend at the university, but we will want to, and so real quick, we'll look at the atomite ore, and if I go to remote prices, now I have a couple of more listed in here, including a remote one in a different segment, but now I have 4 bases worth of information locally. Yeah, we want to peek at the university. Again, I kind of want to see if I run into that. So ship cargo stacker is the secondary that I want to get to, and I think, yeah, you have to have ship mass engineering first before you can use that one. So I'll have to get that somewhere else. Of course, I won't be able to afford it just yet. Because I'm not playing for the missions for the points, it's something to consider. I'm going to have to think about how I intend to level up right now. And we'll go to Star Gypsy. Actually, let's go to Star Shepherds first. It's kind of more on that around the horn kind of idea. And I do want to set this to distance. I like to have the closest ones on top. And once again, we will visit the market. There's no university here, so nothing to really look at. And we will see what they're selling. Okay. Nothing more to do there. Undock. Star Gypsy, and I do want to open that one now. That will be the last one I visit. Okay. And then finally, we will go to Lamassu. Now, the reason I want to go to Lamassu last is at the start of the campaign mode, it has some items that are at a very high reduction. I think they're at 75% reduced. That makes for good trade material. Doesn't hurt to grab some of those. We might go into another sector, but that's not my immediate goal. I'm going to see how much trading I can do locally first. All right, so here's where we are, and let's click on discount. This is for all items. Let's go to supply items first, and then click on discount. And the largest discount we have right now is 48%. That's not awesome. We really want to see if we can find stuff that is at 75%. Now this, by sorting on discount, this is going to be the highest one. So as we go down, those discounts will get lower and lower until we're into markup. So let's go ahead and take a look at the prices on this real quick. We can buy it here for $536. We could buy it at Biomate for $890. We're not going to be able to sell it at Biomate. And this is one thing that's a little confusing on these charts. All the prices listed here are the purchase price. That is, if we are to buy it from the base. It never shows us what we would sell it at. The only time you see that is when you're literally, well, when you click on something, it'll tell you the sell price. But when you go to drag an item onto the market to sell it, you'll see that as well. Okay, so we don't have any great deals right now, and that's okay. I think what we want to do is we're going to bounce around a little bit and see if we can find anything that sort of pops up. Let's go to Star Gypsy and take another look at what it has. Okay, now when I come in here, I always, when I'm on supply, I always hit the discount and I hit it again, and what that does is it orders them. So as we can see here, we have a 65% reduction on the Titanite pipes. That's good. That's a really good reduction. Discount. So we can buy them for 52. Now they would only buy them for 15, but if we look here, Starbase Corporate is selling them for 3.5 times what we can get them for here. I normally want to see this be a 4 times, I want to see this be 4 times higher than what I'm going to buy it at. That's where you kind of tend to see that you'll have a break even. But this is good enough for now. It'll get us started. So I'm going to buy all of these that I can. And that's all 150 of those. They're small enough that they will fit into our cargo hold. Little space to spare, and then I'm going to immediately, I want to make sure I looked at that right, I'm going to immediately run over to Starbase Corporate. So we'll go to Starbase Corporate, I'm going to close the other ones. Okay, and as we come into Starbase Corporate, we're going to go to Market. We're going to drag and drop these. I can sell them for 120. So I bought them for 56 and I can sell them for 120. That's a profit. We're going to take it. We have made our first profit. That is great. Good to see. Now we're going to come over here, supply items, select discount. Again, that puts these in order. And look at that, we have a 68% discount on plasma beams. Hardened glass panels are pretty high up there as well. Now, I am always a little skeptical of the weapons because they do tend to have a fairly variable price at other places, but let's go ahead and take a look anyway. And my goodness, we're going to buy this for 700, and there's places that are, Biomate will take them for 2,600. So we'll probably make a little bit of money. It's not going to be as much as it looks like. Like I said, usually want to see about 4 times in order to be making a profit, but I'm going to go ahead and risk it. Also, this discount, you might want it to be a little higher. This, I think, means it's a 2% markup based on the color. So they're going to be selling it at 2% over its base price. You can see the base price right here, and then there's calculations off of that to determine what you get. I have spoken with Jace, who is the developer of the game, and he's shared with me the code for how he calculates these values. To make a long story short, the buy price, which is the price you can buy things at, is very straightforward. It's basically the base price times the modification, which is this. This would be a reduction. So you take 1 and you would subtract 0.68 from it. That's the percentage that you would multiply by to see what your, or I guess divide by. I might have that backwards. Nonetheless, that is the markup. That will tell you what the final price is going to be. But you also have to include in the base tax and the faction tax, and you subtract the discount. The discount is based on your standing with this particular faction, in this case the labor faction. This will determine how much of a discount you get to purchase this at. So all of those are factors in that price, but the buy price, very linear. It's very easy to predict and understand. The sell price gets a little dicey. There's a few other factors in there. Your faction standing is a very big one. There are a few other things. And then the killer, the one that is really difficult to see from any of these screens, is when something is in the supply items of a base, its sell price is always 1/4 of what it actually calculates at. So when I look at this right now, this sell price, because this is a supplied item, this sell price is 1/4 of what it would have actually calculated at, which makes it look like it would have been above the buy price. Obviously, that's not fully the case. There's a couple of other things that are involved with that, like taxes and that. But the general rule of thumb is this would be about 1/4 of what it would sell at. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and buy these. I'm going to give it a try. Like I said, I'm always a little nervous with the weapons because they seem to just have a weird variable in them as well. And I really don't have any extra space, so we're just going to make this a one-off. And I'm going to take a quick peek again. Remember, I think it was Biomate. Yeah, Biomate's where I want to take this. So we're going to head right over there. And we go to the market. We drag and drop. I'm not sure I'm making any money there. Oh, yes, I am. Oh, it's going to be close, isn't it? I don't remember what I bought them at exactly. Bought them at 700. So yeah, we made quite a bit of money. Look, we're already up close to 20,000 credits. So we stay on the market, supply items, check for best discounts, and there we have one that is 75% reduced. That's good. Another one. Now here's the thing. This is great that this is 75% reduced, but it's only 20 bucks. Even if I buy all of those, it's $3,000. Even if I sell it for triple, I'm going to make $9,000. This guy right here, his base price is $65,000 that I'm going to buy it at. If we look at the remote prices, $221,000. This is definitely the one I want to go with, and I'm going to buy as many of them as I can, which it turns out is just one. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and buy that. Let's see if there's anything else that's at a really good price. Several of these are actually. I can't afford that. I can afford a few of these. Let's take a look there. Yeah, about 10 times. That's a jump away though. We're not going to go for this one right now. Because I haven't been to these bases, I don't know for sure what their prices are right now. Also, the prices do fluctuate. It's not something, this isn't a gold standard that is being updated by the internet. This is like last time I saw it kind of pricing. So these can change. If an NPC makes a sale, it can drive these down. There are events that can drive them down. Now, my understanding is the number of events that can impact it makes it so that it's not common to have prices undercut on you, but it isn't impossible either. He's not like changing all the prices, you know, every 15 minutes or something. It's the one thing I saw, I think it said that there are 3 stations can be impacted by events every 20 minutes or 15 minutes, something like that. That's 3 stations across the entire galaxy or, you know, map. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, so I bought one item that should sell pretty well, and I've got the prototype shield, and I want to sell that at Starbase Corporate. Then we could go with the LED lights. Should have space for them, plenty of space. Let's go ahead and grab that, because while it isn't a lot of money, it is money, right? And I should have paid a little closer attention. That might not be as good of a deal as I was hoping, but it looks like Star Gypsy might buy those from me. Then I was going to, the copper. Again, that's a jump. Those are jumps to get those sold. Let's not worry about those. Microprocessor, 75% reduction. Starbase Corporate. You know what? I'm going to risk that one. It's not quite as high as I'd want it to be, but the price on them is low. We're going to go ahead and try that as well. Now we've spent almost all of our money, so let's go ahead and get out of here. We're going to go to Starbase Corporate. That's where our big ticket items are. going to be sold anyway. Okay, and we're going to go to the market. Prototype shield. We are selling that for a huge profit. So we bought that for 65 and we sold it for 153. So we are now making some serious money. The microprocessor was another one that should sell fairly well. I'm going to go ahead and sell it. I don't quite remember what I bought it for 19, selling it for 34. I am down with that. The LED lights I bought for 18. They will only buy them for 466. I definitely don't want to do that one. The station does not currently stock this item due to very low demand. So we're going to avoid that one. I'm not going to sell it right now. Hit cancel. Come over here, discount. Glass panels, 75% reduction. Again, you want to be a little careful with weapons, but that's something to look at. Okay. It's mostly what they have are weapons. Let's take a look at the torpedo pod here. I can afford a few of those. This is the only place that has them, so that's not one I want to go with. Hardened glass panels. Oh, we're going to definitely do that. 454 at Star Gypsy, and I think the LEDs were good at Star Gypsy as well. So we'll buy those. But glass panels. So in general, I prefer to go to a single location when I can. Less time spent traveling. I'm going to go ahead and go with this, and I need to remember that those might sell at Proctor's. I have enough money. So you'll notice I have filled up the bay, and I still have a lot of money here. So this is looking good for us right now. And let's see, that was hardened glass panels. I think it was all Star Gypsy. Yeah. So we're going to head over to Star Gypsy next. Okay, drop off the LEDs. Sell price 55. If you recall, it was like 460 at the last place. So that was a pretty good sell. We bought them for 18, sold them for 55. Hardened glass panels, 112. We're selling them for 312. $200 profit each. We'll take that. And then the glass panels we bought for 82. They are not selling well here, so we are not going to sell those. But we will take a look and see what they're selling. Armor plating. Of course, we are also limited by how much space we have. We don't have a whole lot of space. So something to look into is whether or not we can increase our ship size, or if there's anything else we can do with relation to our ship. I would eventually want to get a frigate. I don't have the training points though, so that's not going to happen right now. And once again, I want to see, so armor plating sells very well at Biomate, so we're going to take it. And we are full up, so we're going to head out. Okay, and at Biomate, we're going to sell the armor plating. And we're now up to 250,000 credits. Again, I don't think these are, oh, these are selling well here. We'll just go ahead and sell those too. So we sold them for 178. We bought them for 82. So almost $100 each. Not bad. Okay, let's take a look over here at passives and cargo. Premium cargo extender. Okay, so we can increase our cargo size by 40% for each of these that we buy. Over the course of a couple of trips, that's going to pay off. We're going to go ahead and do that. Then we're going to go to garage and literally just drop it on our passive slot. We now have about 500 cargo space. So I think that was probably worth it. Let's come back here, supply items, based on discount, active shield booster. 26,000 at Star Shepherds. Yeah, let's go ahead and buy as many of those as we can. Still have a little space. Starbase Corporate is interested in prototype shield generators. That's pretty good. We're about $12 shy of being able to sell this. You know what I'm thinking? I'm going to go ahead and sell this. I just need a little bit of money, so I'm gonna take that. Let's come back over here. Can I get 2 of them now? I can get 2 of them now. Okay, that's a real gamble. If something goes horribly wrong, we could be in some serious trouble. So the prototype shield is going to Starbase, and I think this was going to Star Shepherds. Yeah, so we'll go to Starbase Corporate first. Okay. And we just sold those for a little over double. Now, again, the key here is you look at supply items, and I think this is key. You go and you sort on discount, and you have to do that every time, but that puts the most highly discounted items at the top of your screen, and then that makes it a lot easier to see where you're going to take it to. I'm not sure that's enough. Well, I'm only buying that for $270. Yeah. We're going to Star Shepherds next. Let's go ahead and buy these. That's a space issue at that point. We could buy a few of these. Buying them for 30. They could sell pretty well at Biomate. We're gonna, yeah, let's, well, I mean, the goal is to make as much money as quickly as we can here, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. We'll buy those, and then we wanna go to Star Shepherds first. Okay. That's selling well. And we're up over 500,000 credits now. So bought it for 6, we sold it for 17. Not bad. I think these were selling decent. This is 2.7 and they're selling for 7,000. We'll go ahead and sell those. It's just kind of a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush kind of idea. I'm selling it now at a decent profit instead of holding on and trying to squeeze out a couple of more credits, taking it somewhere else, because there's other things that are offered right now that I might be able to make better profit with. I can afford one of those. These tend to sell really well, I've noticed. In my sandbox game, I've started selling these filters for a pretty good profit. So let's see if anybody's buying the big one. I don't think that's enough of a markup for me to be comfortable with it. Again, I'm not certain about that. Let's see the synth filter one. I think we'll go ahead and try this one. We'll take it to Proctor's. Still have a lot of space. So this fusion chamber, let's try the UV. Also Proctor's. You know what? We're going to go for it. All right, let's head out. Okay, that's a good profit. Sold them for 102, almost, I guess it's about an 80% markup. And this guy, almost a 2.5 to 3 time markup. I don't think these are going to sell here very well. Yeah, but we're almost to 1 million. Let's get to 1 million. Okay, drone base can be a little dangerous too. It's effectively, in my mind, I consider them part of the weapon category where you aren't necessarily 100% certain how well it's going to go. So 40, we can sell them for 101. I'm not sure I like that one. Let's try the advanced one. Much more comfortable with that. 41,000. Oh, that's a jump away. Let's take them to Star Shepherds. We'll go ahead and do this. Take them to Star Shepherds. So we'll go to Star Shepherds. You know what? Let's, yes, for the interest of seeing what this might look like, we're going to go ahead and try taking it here. So we can click this and that'll set our GPS. You'll notice it set up the jump there. Let's see what it actually sells at once we get there. We've never been to this station, so I'm kind of curious. So we're going to go to Felishar. And because we had clicked that and it turned on our GPS and we are right next to the gate, there we have it. Now we're going to need to find that station, and that might be the only one. Not seeing any other stations, so that's it. Let's go. So it said 41,000 for this guy. And when we get here, they're selling at 20, which is higher than what we bought it for, but yeah, so advanced drone command bay. Let's go ahead and sell them. But let's look at all and do drone command, advanced drone command bay. So they were selling at 28, not at 41. We were able to sell them for 20. That was a really good markup for us. So that worked to our advantage, but you'll notice the price was not anywhere near what it said it was going to be. All right, so they don't have anything at 75, so we're not going to buy anything here and take back with us. But we have hit 1 million credits, and that's what our goal was. So now I've been cutting the video so that you don't sit there and watch me transit between stations, because that's just a waste of your time, and I don't like doing that. But we can see how long I've been playing because I started a new character. So let's save it, and it will tell us how long we have been playing when we save it. 36 minutes. So 36 minutes to 1 million credits. But as you can see, you can make a lot of money just trading in a single system. Now, because I was focused strictly on trading, I have earned no skill points. I would typically supplement some of the trading with missions, particularly the harvest missions that are nearby. A lot of these are, one jump away. These are just a couple of jumps. Well, these are, I think, each one jump from here. This one is a jump to where we just were and back. I would grab some of these. Even the Hunt Raiders, these are really attainable early on, even with just the one laser, although I did sell it. But we would be able to do those and supplement some of what we're making here. And then these also will pay off with some skill points. And we will level with those, and the levels will also give you skill points to be able to buy a better ship. Had we gone that route, I would probably have grabbed a frigate. And if we look at the frigates, the storage space, I mean, this one is 900 units larger than what we have. That would be really fantastic for trading. That's a recon ship, and there's nothing wrong with buying a recon ship. You do have to have the appropriate skills, though. In this case, it's Frigate 1, which would be the next thing I would probably train. So I hope you learned something on how to do some early trading in the game. Again, we've only used 41 minutes at this point, so we're well over 1 million in under an hour. Certainly not a speed record, I'm certain of that, but it gives us some money to play with. We can continue to earn this money for the next period of time before we want to move on to something a little more interesting. Also, there's a big map out there. We've only been to one other segment so far, and there's plenty of places for us to go and learn about and maybe find some better trades as well. So thanks for your time this time. I hope you picked something up, and until next time, fair travels.